Aventureros, ¿cómo estáis? Espero que estéis teniendo un buen fin de semana y bienvenidos a nuestra clase. It doesn't really matter your level. If you're a beginner, you can still use this because today we're going to see how to talk about your routines in the present and also in the past without knowing any past tenses. This is not just a grammar class. I'm not just going to give you the conjugations and that's it. No, we are going to be speaking together. So we're going to have a speaking practice at the end. And Aventurero, this is a real game changer. I teach this verb first thing in my classes. And because it also gives you a lot to talk about. Aventurero, before we jump into those conjugations, let's see if you can translate this sentence. I don't usually drink tea, but I used to drink it a lot. ¿Cómo fue eso? I'm pretty sure that you're still stuck in translating usually, maybe you're thinking usualmente, normalmente, but no, we are actually going to use the verb here that I'm going to explain to you in this video. So the translation for this would be, yo no suelo beber té. And then the next one, used to. That's not past tense. And you might be thinking, well, Lucy, I don't know any past tenses yet. But that's completely fine. Or if you forgot about it, that's completely fine. Used to drink, we were going to say, pero solía beber mucho. You see, we had these two verbs, suelo and solía. And they're actually conjugations of the same verb, soler. But what is soler? Aventurero, I have here in my notes to usually do, to tend to, and to be in the habit of. And a little secret here is that it is always followed by an infinitive verb. So, yo suelo beber café. No yo suelo bebo. That sounds weird. You remember that first rule that you always learn in Spanish is you conjugate the first verb and the second one is an infinitive verb. That's why we say yo suelo beber. Or even with other verbs like yo prefiero beber café. So for this verb, soler, we don't actually have an equivalent, a direct translation in English. That's why we can say usually do, tend to, and that's why in the example before, we translated I don't usually drink by no suelo beber. You can say normalmente no bebo café. Café, ¿no? Café, bebo mucho café. Té, normalmente no bebo té, pero it doesn't sound that natural. You can level up your Spanish by saying no suelo beber café. It is such a natural way, native speakers use it all the times, and it's just to say normalmente, normally, usually, I do this. That is in the present tense. So let's see the full conjugation. For soler, we have yo suelo, sueles, suele, solemos, soléis, suelen. And as you can see, this is an irregular verb. We have soler, but we change it to ue. So from so, we have sue. So, sue. It's really important, Aventurero, to get those vowels working in a Spanish way. So it's not ue, it's ue, ue, suelo, suelo. So for now, just learn the first conjugation and the second conjugation. Yo suelo, and to ask someone, you can just say sueles. ¿Sueles ir al gimnasio? Sí. Suelo ir al gimnasio. So with that, let's start a speaking practice just with suelo and sueles. I'm gonna ask you a question and you can stop the video, work out your answer, say it. It's really important, even if you write it down, it's really important to say it aloud. And then after that, I'm going to give you my own example. ¿Qué sueles desayunar? Yo suelo desayunar huevos revueltos con un poco de aceite de oliva y un café que está aquí. ¿A qué hora sueles levantarte? Yo suelo levantarme a las 7:30 de la mañana. ¿Qué sueles hacer los domingos? Los domingos suelo pasear por la playa con mi marido. Muy bien, aventurero. How was that? it's really important to learn the conjugation. That is great. It's going to give you a really solid base. But if you just learn the conjugation and then you don't use it, you don't speak with it, then you're just going to forget about it. That's it for the present tense. So we're going to jump straight into the past tense. And I know you might be thinking, Lucia, past tenses make me really nervous. And that is completely fine because we're not going to learn a past tense. We're just going to learn the conjugation of soler in the past tense, which is so easy because it is a regular verb. Solía, solías, solía, solíamos, solíais, solían. Muy bien, aventurero. And I know that vosotros can give you a little bit of a headache, but it is a great way to practice your vowels. Let's do that one second together. We have iáis, iáis, solíais. In English, it's the same as saying I used to do something. Every time that you want to describe your life, to talk about your routines in the past with the past tense, don't worry about it. Don't worry about all the conjugations that we have. Just use solía and an infinitive verb. And this one is my favorite because so many students in class, they want to say something like when I was little, when I was younger, when I was. And so many people just think, but they get stuck and they start thinking, ser, estar, what can I use? But just think and remember this phrase, cuando era, when I was. And then you can continue, cuando era pequeña, when I was little, or cuando era pequeño, cuando era joven, and there is where solía goes perfectly. So aventurero, anytime that you want to share a quick memory, just say, cuando era pequeña, cuando era niña, cuando era joven, and then solía, and your verb. Cuando era pequeña, solía jugar con mis hermanos todos los días. For now, just remember, yo solía, tú solías. And let's do some speaking practice together. ¿Solías tener una mascota? Sí, solía tener un perro y un gato. ¿Qué solías comer de pequeño? Yo solía comer muchos macarrones con tomate. Cuando eras pequeña, ¿qué solías hacer? Cuando yo era pequeña, solía cantar y bailar todo el tiempo. Aventurero, if you master these two verbs, your Spanish is going to level up so much. It's going to sound so natural, so nice. Instead of saying normalmente, or instead of being stuck in the past and not really knowing how to use it, just use suelo for the present and solía for the past. And as I always tell you, speak Spanish. Even if you think, I can do it, even if you think, oh, I'm really shy about it, just speak. Just train your muscles. Go back and do the speaking practice together. Maybe you can write your sentences. Maybe you can create better sentences and you can practice to say them aloud. That is the only way that you are going to get confident speaking Spanish. And aventurero, after that, write some sentences of your own so you can practice expression. You can practice with these ones in the comments or you can always send me an email. I am here for you. I'm your Spanish teacher. So I want you to complete these sentences. Por las mañanas suelo, los fines de semana suelo, cuando era pequeño, pequeña, solía, y la última, en el colegio, solía. Perfecto, aventurero. Now you know how to talk about your routine in the present and what you used to do in the past. And I think that is huge. Aventurero, share your sentences with me in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share with a friend who is also learning Spanish. And I will see you in our next class. Hasta luego!